Now, one of the focal points of the MDG Summit is the effort to cut world poverty in half by 2015. Here's a report by VOA's Paul Ndiho.
World leaders are meeting this week in New York to assess the status of the 8 Millennium Development Goals they committed to in 2000. Analysts say Africa has made progress in reducing poverty, despite the global economic downturn that has affected many donor programs. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization says world hunger must be tackled now.
More than 900 million, almost 1 billion people suffer from undernourishment. It's possible to do something about it, and we want to support the voices of those hungry people to make governments take action in order for them to be able to grow their own food or buy their own food.
In most parts of Africa, food prices continue to soar. Prices of major food commodities in the markets across Africa have increased sharply, and many households have poor access to basic food needs. Friday Abechi, a petty trader in Lagos, Nigeria, says things are tight and she no longer can afford the luxury of 3 meals a day.
Common Gary, if you don't have money, you don't buy it. When I was growing, people would say beans is the easiest thing any poor man can eat. But now, poor man cannot eat it.
Experts say the rising oil prices and increased production are expected to drive Nigeria's economic growth higher this year, although headline inflation is seen remaining in double digits. Sub-Saharan Africa's second biggest economy grew by 6% in 2009 and is expected to grow by 7% this year. Grain trader Abdulmalik Jibril says that the price of maize continued to increase and there are fewer buyers.
January backup is 5,500. March is 6,000. March to April, May, 6,500. Yellow is 6,500.
The Millennium Development Goals (MDGs) remain a major challenge for Togo, like most countries in sub-Saharan Africa. Northern Togo is one of the poorest areas of the country, with a poverty level of 90% and little access to education and healthcare. 2 years ago, MDG's aid projects launched in several villages in northern Togo, but Seydou Kounta says the project has not helped poor farmers like himself.
Given that we don't have the means to have a good harvest, it is difficult. If you do not have the means to purchase fertilizer, farming becomes difficult. So we suffer a lot here.
In the village of Tiimbu, Dr. Michel Kodom says the healthcare projects allowed nurses and doctors to access patients who cannot reach the hospitals.
Patients who live in the villages are unable to come to our healthcare facilities, maybe because of lack of roads. Villages are landlocked and inaccessible, so patients stay home, and also because there are no healthcare practitioners in the villages.
Analysts say so far only one Millennium Development Goal halving global poverty is on track to be met by the 2015 deadline. The global financial and economic recession has complicated the MDGs, forcing rich nations to cut aid budgets and slowing growth in poor countries. Paul Ndiho, VOA News.